podcast here.
Does yet to be titled.
Yeah, to be determined. If you have any thoughts about it, that'd be cool. Leave them in the credits. Or...
No, we'll have a title before we release.
Okay, me then. All right.
No, just them. I don't care what they are.
All right, so today we watched World of Warcraft. You've seen it before, just
No, we watched Warcraft.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There's no world.
No.
Do you want to go into that a little bit? Why it's not?
Well, I think it's because it's not actually the plot from World of Warcraft. It's the plot from, like, the original Warcraft games.
Right. So, yeah, this is based on the Warcraft games from, 15 years ago? 20?
Older, because, WoW is 15 years old now.
Yeah, and those games came out, 5 years before. Okay, so, yeah.
I don't even remember when Warcraft 1 came out. We should probably look that up. But,
yeah. So they got a lot of lore to use if they want to.
Right.
Hundreds of characters.
Which they don't.
They do not. In fact, we pretty avid Warcraft players, and we got quite confused throughout the movie of who was who and their relationships in the game compared to the movie, which we'll get into.
Right. Yeah, but I didn't know what the was going on, the first 20 minutes, or who was who, or
no,
whose name corresponded to who was talking.
Yeah, and because there's names of characters that are names of characters later in the game, but they don't explain. It doesn't.
Right. We should probably also say that we're World of Warcraft players, and I'm not really too brushed up on the lore of the original Warcraft.
I would say, though, you know more than the average movie person that would go see this movie.
Oh, most definitely.
But we're the target audience, I would have to say.
I mean, if we aren't, then they really, missed the mark with this movie.
Yeah. But as even a standalone fantasy medieval, would you say medieval movie with magic?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
That's the era?
Yeah. Well, Warcraft Orcs and Humans came out in 1994.
Holy schmo.
Yeah, so...
I'm doing the math in my head. 26 years?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so that... I wasn't even playing computer games then. We didn't even have a computer.
No, nobody was playing. So we would have been freshmen in high school, or...
8th graders.
8th graders.
Yeah.
So that's, when it started. So yeah, there's a long history with Warcraft. So what was funny about this, though, when they released it, it wasn't even... I would say at the peak. They've been losing subscribers quite steadily.
Yeah, it was way late.
Way late. So they released it hoping maybe to resurge the franchise a little bit.
I honestly don't know why they released this movie.
I don't know either. Was it a GoFundMe?
No. It was Blizzard and whoever produced the...
They're just like, whatever, let's do it.
Remember, right, yeah.
One thing that blows me away is the visuals in this movie, which we'll get more into later, but has some of the best CGI that I've ever...
Yeah, still today, what is it, almost 6 years later now, it's better than most of the stuff I see today.
Yeah. The orcs look amazing.
Yeah, 100%. They convey emotion, super well through their eyes and, their facial expressions.
And I can't remember exactly how they do it. You can find that on YouTube somewhere that it shows exactly how they created the process of the characters and stuff. Mm-hmm. But they look amazing. They're more realistic than the humans.
100%.
Which is weird, because you would think the humans...
They look better for sure, yeah. They actually look like they belong in the world.
And they act better.
Portraying. Yeah, they definitely got better actors to play the orcs. Than
they went all in on the orcs, and it paid off.
Right, for sure.
The only orc that's not CG is a half orc, half human.
Right.
And she's just like a Gamora, and her name's...
Gamora.
Gamora.
Which one came out first, though? Did this come out before?
Guardians have been out for years.
No.
70s?
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about the movies. Because to me, that wouldn't have reminded me of Gamora from the comics, because Gamora from the comics did not look like Gamora in the movies. So
true. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't remember. They might have even both came out the same year. 2016 doesn't sound about right for Guardians to
they're
come
both
out.
Assassin-y type with a dagger.
Right, yeah. Total clones.
Total bastard children, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. They even got actresses who look similar.
Yeah, that's what she looks like, a poor woman, Zoe Saldana or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll work. Yeah,
I've never seen her out of makeup, so.
I haven't seen her in anything else besides this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I've never seen her out of makeup.
So let's get into the what draws you into the movie. Talk about the poster for a little bit.
Well, should we play the trailer and then?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's get the trailer going and then
we'll.
For years, our world has been at peace. But something is coming. I can feel it.
Our world is dying. There is nothing to go back to.
If our people are to survive, we must make a home here.
This doesn't need to happen. There is one who may help us.
For orcs, there is no other life but war.
Why are you here?
To save our people.
They're beasts. They should all be destroyed.
Are you sure about that?
Side with the humans against your own kind.
Whatever you plan to do it now!
Okay, so like if I haven't seen the movie or heard anything about it, that'd get me pretty hyped.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I think it's interesting because I thought for sure, just in my memory, that they had portrayed the orcs as bad guys even in the trailer. I didn't remember them actually, you know, showing that this isn't simply good versus evil.
Right.
You know, there's good and bad on both sides of
because it would kind of spoil the story, which I mean we're gonna do anyway because this movie's.
Oh yeah, it's old. We're spoiling everything.
But basically, there's a fight in the orcs organization themselves of a sorcerer that wants to open gates to. He basically drains people to fucking use his powers.
Yeah, Gul'dan like can tap into this fel energy and it sucks life force away, basically.
Right.
So wherever like Gul'dan is at and building like his army, and every time like a orc is corrupted by fel, it's like draining the life from the world. So they need to leave their world because it's dying. There's nothing left there. And he opens the dark portal to let them all into Azeroth.
Yeah, and I don't know why it says they team up to take on an evil force, because they really don't.
Right.
There's one fight where they help each other a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's the end of it.
Right. Well, we can get to that when we get there. So, but anyway, yeah, the orcs. We'll do our little plot synopsis now. So
okay.
So the orcs, you know, they go into Azeroth and they kill a couple of like stray humans on the road.
Yeah, and they have Gamora in a cage.
No,
Ganosh.
No, not Gamora.
No, but Ganara.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The half-breed girl.
Yeah, they don't like her. They don't respect her because she's a half-breed.
Right.
So they got her in a cage. They're on a trail. They find the humans. They interact.
There's some like brown. There's some green and some brown ones.
Right. Okay. So whenever you hear green, think fel.
Right.
Like,
they're bad orcs.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's brown orcs who are, for the most part, good.
Well, I wouldn't even say they're bad, the green ones, because some of the green ones aren't all bad.
No.
You know, they're just kind of like following whoever's in charge type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
but they're corrupted by the energy if they're green. And they're not corrupted if they're brown.
Right. So the first time we see the humans and the orcs, it is ridiculous how big the fucking orcs are.
Oh, yeah.
And they're jacked. It's like Arnold and...
The Predator had a baby.
Yeah. It's
like,
ridiculous.
Even bigger than that. Like,
you would not...
They're like 12 feet tall.
You would not mess with one.
Like,
even like a small one.
No. The humans were like at their belly buttons.
Yeah. Like their hands could just crush their head with one.
And they did.
Yeah.
A few times. The girls' orcs were like 1.5 feet taller than like the biggest men that we saw.
They don't show a lot of them battling though.
Well, they did that, but they were usually like the quicker ones who were like jumping through the air and landing on people and then just like biting them and shit.
Yeah.
Like, acting more feral than the men almost.
Yeah, so even in the first meetup, just to show how strong these orcs are, compared to the humans, one picks up a horse and throws it.
Yeah.
Like,
and we see that in the trailer. Too.
Yeah, over his head.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. So I don't care what kind of sword you have.
Takes out like 3 people, too.
Yeah, I'm peacing out like as soon as... There's no way it could be orcs versus humans.
No. Like I was saying while we were watching the movie, every human that they cast for these roles looked like just your average guy who's, you know... Maybe like 20 years old, like not really put on any muscle mass. Like the armor makes them look bigger, but you can still tell they're only like 5 foot something, maybe 5'2" or 3. You know,
it's not believable that these guys would go into battle with each other and have any sort of chance.
Right. And especially when you've got like orcs who like can just drain the life out of everything around them.
Yeah, he's like, don't try to overpower him. You can't beat him that way.
Right. I think the plot was the weakest part of this movie.
Yeah.
It didn't really... It's because they tried to cram so much World of Warcraft lore in there. You know, and they didn't... They tried to make an epic fantasy movie without giving it epic fantasy movie time.
Right.
Like, run time.
So, while they're trying to stop Gul'dan, there's a sorcerer. There's only 2 sorcerers in this. Well, there's 3, but we're not going to count Medivh or
Khadgar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not really. Well, none of them are sorcerers, Jared. They're mages.
Mages, sorry. Well, warlock, I guess, you would call Gul'dan because he steals.
Right, Gul'dan is a warlock.
I guess technically he'd be a warlock. Yeah. So anyway, there's 2 sides. The human guy is called he's the Watcher of the Guardian of the Galaxy with Gamora. Oh.
Damn it. I just realized that.
So there's 2 of them. He's kept up in a tower.
Yep.
Really towery, sculpting this thing. But anyway, so then on the other side you got the orcs. This Hitler-type leader, would you say?
What, Gul'dan?
Gul'dan.
Like a Hitler? I guess he's a tyrant.
He doesn't give a shit about his own people. Though.
Right, no.
Unless they're doing something for him.
He's basically just your stereotypical evil guy.
Yeah.
You know, and like he's just evil for evil's sake. Like,
yeah.
He's what everybody would expect of an orc in a movie. He just wants to conquer everything and corrupt everything.
Well, when I think of he's pretty smart though, but when I think of an orc, I think they're like, oh,
yeah, see, that's more ogre to me. You know?
Yeah.
Orcs, I think of like warrior creatures.
Yeah, anyway, so, and then it turns out our guy, I'm saying our guy because I'm a human, like, I wouldn't be on their side though. I'd be like, that.
We play Horde. So.
I'd put some fake tusks in my mouth and be like, yeah, let's go. Because I want them to have my back.
The humans are the least interesting characters in the entire movie.
Well, they're terrible. Even the actors that play them are terrible. Our main protagonist is the good guy. Like, he's supposed to be like the Aragon. He's the...
Right.
He's the head-on, like, let's go get him.
Yeah,
Leader of the army. He's not the king.
Though we don't ever see him fight until, like, way into it.
Yeah.
And when we do,
he's just your plain old Joe.
He's losing his shoes in the mud and
yeah. And like Justin pointed out, he looks like he is railed out of his mind.
He does. Like either like, and I don't think railed like cocaine. I think like he's been sniffing lines of Oxycontin in his trailer.
And then he's like, F it, let's shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I got this. Like
there's one scene where he doesn't even f***ing blink, and it's like 5 minutes of fighting.
Yes, and his eyes are constantly red,
bulgy,
and like his upper eyelids are just in that droopy, drugged out position.
Yeah,
like you've all seen it. Like,
yeah, he's definitely
gone.
Yeah,
he's checked out for this movie. He collected the paycheck and he spent it all on heroin.
Oh yeah,
or something.
That's the thing is, I find the orcs more relatable.
Yeah,
the humans just aren't relatable.
And I think that they kind of had to go over the top more relatable with the orcs, or else it would have been hard for audiences to kind of accept this fact of like some of them being good and some of them being bad. Durotan, I think, is easily like the most likable character in the movie.
Yes,
the good orc, the leader of the Frostwolf clan of orcs, the ones who hadn't been.
He's the one we see holding the baby in the trailer.
Right. Yeah, he respects honor over pretty much anything, and that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah,
but, you know, they are trying to shove so many things into this movie that maybe like somebody with just like a simple plot is why it's more relatable, because everything else is just kind of all over the place.
For what they had to work with, like I think they did a very good job.
Yeah, for a starting point. The problem is it's never going to like continue on. So like some of the things that they could have like expanded on later will never be seen.
No, and they had to shove so much in here, but they do a lot of fan service for the fans, I would say.
Yeah.
From little things like there's a Murloc.
Oh, yep. I forgot about that.
Yeah, little Murloc, and then even Thrall himself, which they didn't really have to show.
Right. Well, I mean, just like knowing Thrall was like the baby. For fans of the game, they'll know that. But I don't think they don't ever give him a name. So us saying Thrall to people who've seen the movie but never played the game won't make any sense.
But I thought when she sent him down the river at the end,
did she name him Thrall?
She named him Thrall.
Well, then how does he keep that name?
Yeah, how would they know?
The humans that raise him aren't going to know what his name is.
That's a good point.
I didn't catch her saying Thrall, but maybe she did. So
she might have wrote down his forehead. We don't.
Yeah, we don't really know.
She
did just kind of willy nilly like let him down this river that later has like rapids in it and stuff.
Yeah, and didn't really look back at him. He could have been stuck on the first log.
Like, she was getting like attacked or whatever, but that's way later in the movie.
He could be stuck on the first log.
There's like a whole middle part of this movie that like is completely uninteresting and not like anything's going on.
Yeah.
Like when they have Gennara or whatever the hell her name is, the Gamora looking girl, when they have her in like the cage, and there's not really anything of value going on here.
No.
Other than we see they've taken her prisoner, but now she would rather just like help them out.
It seemed like more filler than...
Or they had to explain like why she would help them, but really they didn't, because they showed already that the orcs were like a dick to her like the entire time.
Right.
And, you know, didn't care if they killed her or if she was killed, and left her behind all the time tied up and
But she turns out to be basically the hero of the movie.
yeah, kinda.
Kind of.
You know.
They left it pretty open-ended.
Right, because the humans don't think she's the hero.
Right.
But
Only the king
secretly
knew.
she is.
Yeah.
But that's weird too, because that's never going to get set up. So like,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think they'd have to scrap it and just start...
Yeah, and maybe you just, I don't know.
Who's going to sit through a 3-hour Warcraft movie, though?
Well, people sat through f***ing 18 hours of Lord of the Rings or whatever the it was,
True.
you know. And the last 3 f***ing 9-hour segments were
Well,
awful.
There goes my day.
Right. And then they did director's cuts, so I think people would. I know people that watch the whole, like, cinematics of the entire game, like, on YouTube, and those are, like, 3 hours long. So.
I'm guilty of that.
Right, so...
If you haven't seen Blizzard cinematics, they're absolutely amazing.
They're literally the best, like, of the best as far as, like, computer graphics and, like, turning it into, like, a visual story. Like,
So I'm glad that it carried over with the orcs and...
in this, yeah, for sure. It had to at least live up to it. And honestly, I think, like, while the game cinematics still have a little bit more of a cartoony look, which is kind of intentional, I think.
Yeah.
You know, where in a movie it has to be, like, ultra realistic.
Well, I think that in the game, though, that's to save, like, because it's...
Well, in the game, they don't use real actors' faces
Right.
either for their cinematics. They're creating everything from
It's more about
CGI.
quantity than quality as far as...
Well, true, yeah. It takes them forever to make those things, so...
But in this, they definitely went all out, and orcs look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Humans, when they're in their armor, they look good,
Yeah.
but not intimidating.
Right, no. I think they're supposed to look more heroic than intimidating.
Even the
you know?
king's armor is like, meh.
Yeah. He doesn't fill it. The actor is 5'2" who plays the king.
Yeah.
So it's not like...
He reminds me of the king from...
Do you think they cast a bunch of short actors so it'd be easier to film like gigantic orcs with like a bunch of short actors playing the humans?
I don't know. I take offense to that, though.
I don't really know if they're all short, but damn, they look short. And
Yeah.
I know like that could just be because all the orcs were like 14 feet. But even when they're all standing
You
around,
think they're
with
supposed to
each
be that
other,
tall?
I don't know.
I'd give them like
hyperbole.
7.
But 7 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On average, maybe?
I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Even when all the people are like in the room together, they all just look really small.
Yeah.
You know, like none of them look like they've ever been warriors.
It looks like a council of like like the biggest jerk you could find
right.
to run a kingdom.
It's like you cast the drama kids to be
Yeah.
like these medieval warriors.
Again,
and
offended, but
it just doesn't.
yeah, they just look like the king. He looks like the king from Ready to Rumble. Spicy.
Yep.
Spicy.
Little thinner, but
Yeah, but he's got like the crown and the hair and everything. Like,
yeah.
and just like he doesn't. You wouldn't think he's a king.
No, not at all. So like some of the effects look great, but like others look really bad. Like especially when like they used all their money on CGI because some of the practical effects I noticed were awful, and like some of like the props looked like plastic,
cheesy.
You know, like that ring that he hands her.
It looks like straight out of a gumball machine.
It looks like a fucking ring pop. Like that's just shaped like the Alliance lion.
Yeah,
you know,
and it would be like blue.
It looks like you should suck it and it's actually made of candy. Like it doesn't look like a gem. It
Even
doesn't,
in his crown there.
Yeah.
It's just
that looks like I swear to God I have that exact same shape of fake diamond in a giant tub of fake diamonds that I bought for cosplay stuff.
Nice. Yeah. This looks like when it's the humans, it looks like a King Lear production that some college would do.
Yeah, 100%. And like everything's just so clean too. It's like they've never seen battle.
Well, that's what they said. I know every race in the Seven Kingdoms.
Right. Oh yeah. So they're all friends. So why is armor even a thing? Why do they even have weapons?
Right.
Like
they're not fighting each other.
Right. Yeah.
And at one point, they're all around a table. Like apparently, you got dwarves, you got night elves,
high elves.
Sorry, nobody helps. They know the orcs are there now, and it's just the humans again on their own.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody does anything.
There's no explanation.
It's like, I don't know, the high elves would have been pretty easy to include into the movie. Because they don't take a lot of CGI like your dwarves. Because they didn't just do like dwarfs like Lord of the Rings did dwarfs, where they did prosthetics on actors.
Yeah, no, these are CGI dwarfs.
Right, yeah, with huge, like, really exaggerated features.
Yeah.
Squashed heads and stuff.
They look cool, not as cool as the orcs.
Right, no.
Yeah.
No.
Which is...
Because they're completely CGI. There's probably no actor behind those faces.
Yeah, they're just...
They got a voice actor and plopped in a CGI model for those dwarves, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's also harder and more expensive, and you know.
And if you notice, there's only like there's a funeral at the end for the king. Spoiler, he dies. And at the funeral, there's like 2 dwarves, 2 elves.
Right. It's like they can only afford that many models.
There's like 8 people at this king's funeral.
Right. Yeah.
And
he knows everybody in the 7 kingdoms. Though,
yeah, but there's like 8.
Yeah, they didn't get too much into any of the other races in
no, not at all.
Azeroth or anything.
I think it would have muddied up the story.
Probably, but man, I really, when I heard this movie was coming out, I know it was, these characters, I don't even think were introduced back when this plot was taking point, but I would have loved to see a Tauren, or, something like that.
So
maybe an undead, or,
Yeah. So if you do play Warcraft, you're not really going to know. These are like the people that came before World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were still in it.
Right, and that's why we got confused about the name Anduin.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking Anduin Wrynn, who's the Alliance leader now.
But our main dude, the coked out pill popper, pill sniffer, is named Anduin.
Right, so we were thinking he's a terrible Anduin. Like,
yeah.
The time. Really, he's not even blonde. Like, he's not a paladin or a priest or a paladin or any holy type person,
Yeah. The guy that plays our good sorcerer is Medivh. This stringy, red-haired, he looks like f***ing Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball.
A little bit. Yeah.
No, it's not just because he has red hair, but he has the nose. I hated him.
Yeah, I didn't like him either. But honestly, out of all the people, he probably was the best actor.
Yeah.
It's sad to say. At least he got to turn evil at the end and look kind of cool for a minute when none of the other humans look cool ever throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, he goes through the biggest plot twist of the movie.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a spoiler too. But
That's
like
fine.
I said, we're spoilers from the beginning of these podcasts forever. So.
And he comes basically full circle in his...
On his deathbed.
Yeah, and everybody that died in this, I was more sad about Thrall's daddy getting killed than I was about humans turning evil and getting killed.
100%
I just didn't care.
Nope, I didn't care about any of the people.
No.
I didn't shed a tear or even get emotionally involved at all when Anduin's son got killed. Because honestly, I'd forgotten he was even his son until he was.
We saw maybe once before that.
Yeah, he said he went and put his hand on his shoulder at one point. That was pretty much it.
Oh yeah, you can't kill these with brute strength.
Right. Yeah.
And then he gets thrown by. Then he gets thrown by.
Whoa!
Yeah, 20 feet.
As he's being stupid, telling his son to outsmart these creatures.
Yeah, I don't even care about the half orc girl. Really?
No, not really.
She's pretty hot. You can tell she's hot.
Oh yeah, she's attractive.
Even orced up.
But
they made her sexy on purpose.
Yeah, because the full orc, Durotan's wife, what was her name?
Not good.
Karaka, or I don't know, something like that. Garaka.
Ugly.
Yeah, that CGI face model was man, it was tough to look at.
Basically, sure. Garinola,
Green Girl.
Looks like Princess. She wears a Princess Leia thing the whole time.
Like the outfit?
The slave.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, all the orcs do kind of just have, leather, Amazonian-looking garb and, barbarian warb.
Yeah, since we're talking about the armor, though, it's so intricate on the orcs. They use every resource they have to make all this cool...
Oh, for sure.
One guy has dinosaur bones, on his...
Yeah, the spine, or, I think they were dragons, weren't they?
I don't... It looked like a raptor or a dragon.
Yeah, it might have been. I forget there's raptors in that world, too.
So. You don't see any animals. The orcs ride wolves.
Yep. Their mounts are wolves, and then the humans are riding horses.
Horses and
only Anduin has a griffin.
That's...
He can take the taxi.
The rail sniffer.
Yeah.
Rail sniffer gets a griffin.
Yeah. Khadgar, we forgot to mention on him. Khadgar was the apprentice.
The bumbling
mage that levels up from 1 to 2 at the end and gets the level 60 mage.
Yeah, destroying a whole forest and.
Yeah, that's right. It did. There was an explosion that blew down.
Can you stop leveling up?
Right. It's kind of f***ing up the ecosystem.
Yeah. So Khadgar ends up being the new watchdog.
The guardian.
They don't really say, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming too. He's the only other mage we know.
Because even during the movie, Medivh's you're not the guardian yet. And...
Right, but what was that whole scene with Glenn Close?
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, he gets the Can't Afford Me award.
Definitely
for this movie.
Yeah, they even CGI'd her eyeballs and. But I didn't know.
I think it was just her face, and then she was in the CGI cloud that was just shrouded over the whole time.
And I didn't know it was her. And Justin pointed out, and I searched. I was like, "Son of a," Apparently it was because her son is really into Warcraft.
Yep, that's what I heard in an article anyway, way back when this came out.
Because she didn't even put her name on. She didn't even put her name on this.
No, she was uncredited.
Uncredited.
Yep.
I mean, it was probably 30 seconds.
Literally 30 seconds.
Yeah, that anybody could have played.
Yeah, I wonder if she even took any money. She probably went in for a day and filmed it. One take, that's it.
I bet she got like 10 grand.
Yeah, probably. I think you can. Well, I don't know if you're uncredited. They might not have to pay you the same.
Yeah, why was she uncredited? She probably didn't want her name on it.
She didn't want her name on it, man. Yeah. There's no way.
Otherwise, it'd have been like Glenn
Warcraft
Close.
starring Glenn Close. 30 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, that's definitely my candidate for the You Can't Afford Me award.
Oh, yeah. If there was an Oscar clip, it's like just her. They don't show an orc or anything.
I don't know. I think, like you said, a couple of the orcs probably could have been considered best actors of this movie.
Oh, easily.
You know, like Durotan easily was one of the, or Gul'dan, yeah, for sure. We probably should know the names of the people who did this, but we didn't look them up first.
Yeah.
So.
You're not going to know the actors anyway.
Yeah, not most of them. I
No.
don't think.
I don't think
nobody's super famous. You know, well, the guy who played Anduin was the guy from Vikings.
See, I've never.
And I don't know what his name was, but I know that show is super popular. I forget.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Travis.
Let's see if any names pop.
Travis Fimmel.
Oh yeah, Travis Fimmel. No idea.
Yeah, Vikings is the only thing I know him from.
That's our coked out guy.
Yeah, and he was. No, he wasn't on coke, man.
He was on.
Those were downers.
Yeah, he's on.
Your eyes are open as wide as they can possibly be on coke. But if you're f***ing snorting rails of f***ing oxy in the bathroom,
you're really showing a lot of.
I unfortunately know too many people who did that. So.
All right, so Paula Patton is our Garona. That's why I've never heard of her.
Nope, not once.
Ben Foster is Medivh. That sounds familiar.
It does, but I don't remember.
It looks like he lost a lot of hair.
Yeah, for real. Like, how old is he? Or they just added a bunch of hair for the movie?
Oh, no, it's just because it's blonde.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The Messenger, 310 to Yuma, Medieval. That's funny.
I've never really seen any of these movies he's been in.
Warcraft.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like he's been in some country music videos. I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, he's on My Name is Earl. I must have seen him in that because I've seen all those.
Dominic Cooper as King Who Gives a
Yeah. I don't know him from anything.
Toby Kebbell played two different orcs.
Yeah, Durotan. He was the main guy.
Yep.
He was good.
Very good. Ben Schnetzer as Khadgar.
Don't know him.
Yeah, that's the kid.
Like I said, Daniel Wu sounds familiar. The guy who played Gul'dan.
He plays Gul'dan, and
right.
yeah, for me personally, I think he was the best part of. Looks like he's a Japanese actor.
Yeah. But nothing I've seen.
No, but if you watch it, you'd be like blown away. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody big.
Nobody.
Glenn Close. It would have literally said starring Glenn Close if she would have let them put her name on it.
And I think maybe one of the humans could be somebody we knew.
Yeah, the guy from Vikings. He was the only one that I knew.
So he was supposed to pull the...
Yeah, he was the big draw because it was his first, real movie outside of TV because he got really big from that show, Vikings, you know.
Wait, this guy was in Captain America.
Oh, yeah, he plays Howard Stark.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. So, yeah, he is small.
He's really small.
Right. And he's supposed to be like the king.
He should have stayed as Howard Stark.
Apparently he was in Dracula Untold too, but I only saw that movie once because it was awful.
Write it down. Okay, so...
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch that one again.
Right. So he's our king.
Yeah, but yeah...
Tony Stark's dad.
Nobody's memorable at all in this movie, to be honest. Like, even the best ones, the sad thing is even the best ones aren't really the best, you know what I mean?
And like we said, you won't care about them.
No, not really.
Very forgettable.
Yeah.
Yet, the movie, I think, is really good.
I know, that sounds weird to say.
As much as we've been bitching about it.
Right, yeah. It does sound weird to say, but I actually don't think it's as bad as, people make it out to be.
No.
You know, and I don't think it deserved the hate that it got from critics.
Well, let's see some critic reviews here.
Okay.
I'll just pull up first one.
Well, hold on. Let's go through our awards first and see who we would give.
Oh, yeah, good idea, since we're talking about the cast.
So I already said the You Can't Afford Me award.
Glenn Close.
Would go to Glenn Close.
Yeah, get her on the poster.
But what about, who do you think is the best actor or actress in this movie?
Easily, hands down, Gul'dan.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Played by Daniel Wu.
All right, right on. So I would have to give my vote to Durotan, so Toby Kebbell.
Close second.
Because he was able to really portray the empathy through that ugly, orc face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that you wouldn't expect. So.
Yeah, because, like, him you care about.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, and he did a really good job doing that, because without that happening, there's nothing to care about in this movie at all. You know, nothing. It just would be super uninteresting and not really worth even being a movie.
Yeah, he pulls your heartstrings for sure.
Right.
I like I like a good badass.
I do too. See, I'm just reversed with you because I think Gul'dan would be my second.
Yeah. I could go either way, but
and it's hard to not consider any of the people,
the humans.
But
they never even showed up on my radar.
No, not even. That's what's so weird about this. Is like to me,
off.
like the best actors are the ones who weren't even technically on screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just kind of voice actors, but like...
Well, like I said, though, they did a certain thing. I mean, you know more about effects than I do. You'll have to watch this video on YouTube.
I think I did.
It's like
I
a
didn't
mapping...
see that documentary you're talking about, but I know you're talking about. They did face mapping.
Yeah.
So they could map like their expressions right on top of the CGI model of the orcs.
I think these guys look better than Thanos from...
I mean, I would say they look as good as Thanos. Like, and this was...
I'll give you that.
You know,
I think
it's 6 years earlier. So
I think it's the intricate armor and that gets me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, like you said, they took the time to really put the detail into the models that they used for the orcs.
Oh.
Like Ogrim Doomhammer's character, the bald orc.
Yep.
The wrinkles in his head, like you said, like the back of his head and stuff. Like things like most people would just make that model and just be smooth. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
he had those little hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Like the little, like
the buff
the
guys
neck wrinkles and stuff like that. And, you know.
He had them pierced. Like,
did he?
Yeah, it was a cool touch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The orc, I gotta say something about the orc hair. They all have, like, cool beards, braids, beads. I think they just have too much downtime.
Well, I mean, Native Americans did that and stuff, too. And that's kind of like what the...
Yeah.
You know, orcs are. They're like a tribal.
If you look at their hands, though, they have huge fingers. I just don't know who's braiding it. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe they get their kids to do it.
Yeah.
The kids are the hairdressers while their hands are still tiny.
Yeah, you pull your dad's hair too tight.
You cut your head off.
Squash you.
Yeah. That's why they get so good at it.
I invoke supercuts. All right. I'm going with Woo.
Okay.
We're taking
Toby Kebbell.
Or
Keeble.
Makes me want to watch they've been in.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's probably nothing.
I mean, not that bad. Yeah. But, what else? What next award?
The Scene Stealer Award. So, like, who had the best scene in the movie?
Even if we hated him the whole movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to say. There's not a lot of scene stealers. The battles are kind of some of the scene stealers. Like, maybe the first battle with the humans might be, like, my favorite scene, but I can't pinpoint, like, a single person who stole that scene.
I would say the scene stealer for me
is the Makara.
No.
Is
the kid that plays, what's his name? He's the other wizard. The young...
Khadgar.
Yeah.
The level up scene?
No, that, but, they always keep f***ing with him with magic. I think he's supposed to be the comic.
He is, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of neat in a movie that's so serious.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
So for me, like, just having those moments where, you know, he'd, like, burn something out of his hand or...
Right.
He tried to help him up and he'd be like, psych!
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, but I don't know if I consider that a scene stealer.
No, but it's the only funny in the movie.
That's true.
And it's not even that funny.
Yeah, not really.
So, but definitely, when they invoke Baccarat or whatever the f*** it is.
Baccarat?
Yeah, Baccarat.
Yeah.
Baccarat would be hard, dude. Nobody knows how to play that. Invoke that.
I think that's my scene stealer is the battle at the end between Durotan and Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Where, like, the orcs finally see, like, the s***ness of the fell.
Yeah. And Gul'dan, throughout the whole movie, you see this white beard, he's all slouched over. You can tell the fell took his toll on him.
Yep.
And he finally takes his robe off to fight. He kind of straightens up a bit. He's jacked.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's not as big as all the other orcs.
Yeah, because the fell's like, when it seems like when it corrupts you, it like sucks some of the hydration out of you.
It didn't suck his chest hair out though.
No, it's just like skin against the rigid muscle, so you see all the lines of the muscle. Like, you know.
They did a good job on him too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good scene. Good fight. Probably the best fight in the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So I could go with that.
Okay, right on. I agree then.
Yeah.
We'll give it to that scene.
Okay.
As the scene stealer or the best scene, whatever we're going to do with this category thing. Is there a best line of the movie? Man, that's tough.
Thrall's little girl, like at the end.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Or both times he does it,
Yeah, it's adorable. But... like he's trying to be fierce because that's what they grow up to be.
Yeah.
But a line?
I can't think of the specific line, but I remember like being really interested when Durotan was talking about telling Doomhammer about the Fel and how it's killing everything it touches. I'm thinking there's a couple of lines that he spoke that had some pretty good oomph to them that kind of
I could go with that.
Made sense, but maybe it's even just Gul'dan, you have no honor. Because that was fucking...
that basically sums up the movie.
Yeah, right.
There's no for the Horde yelling or...
No, Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, we never heard like for the Horde
because they're still trying to figure themselves out.
Right, and the Alliance isn't even technically the Alliance at this
Not
point.
Yet, because it's just the humans.
So, yeah, it was just the people of Stormwind.
Everybody else like you.
Right, the High Elves like kind of bail out early and same with the Dwarves. Well, I guess they somewhere along the line gave them a bunch of guns.
Yeah,
because in the final battle
they had to cut something out because at the beginning of the movie, the dwarf gives one guy a gun, or line sniffer.
Our main guy who never uses it either, does he?
He blows off Darkren's hand.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Darkren,
Black hand, whatever. Black hand's good hand.
The non-black hand.
Yeah.
You got to keep the black hand, which was good because that would really screw with your name if your name Black Hand because you had a black hand, but then it got blown off.
You think they just call him No Hands then? Or No Hand? What up, No Hand? Oh, Scene Stealer. I had another one we should talk about.
Okay.
This is when basically they give her a head start with Thrall, the little baby, and it's hanging on a rope.
Oh, yeah.
She fucking cuts the rope and does like a roll to catch the baby.
Well, it's like just like the super fast swing of the arm. Like,
yeah.
She's like, the baby's already falling to the ground.
Like maybe just pick up the carriage or the baby bonnet, bassinet, whatever.
Yep.
Then cut the rope.
Not cut the rope first.
Yeah,
and then
just
hope
let it
you're
fall.
quick enough to catch it before it hits the ground. Because it's only, I mean, it is only like a few feet off the ground, but still, like
it's not good. It's a wicker basket.
But that makes it harder to catch before it hits the ground. That's what I'm trying to say. It's only like 2 feet off the ground. Like by the time your arm swings around, it's already on the ground.
I know they're trying to make her look like a badass, but it just looked like a bad parenting moment.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody really thought orcs would be good parents.
Yeah,
like
that's
good,
true.
Like good parents.
Yeah,
you know? Like obviously there's some good orcs, but
you see them at T-ball. Like okay.
Let's. Oh, did they say the title in the movie?
Ooh,
I don't think they did.
No,
not in this one.
Very disappointing.
Right. Well, I mean, when do they ever say Warcraft in
I don't know
in Warcraft story at all?
But when they're at that big table with all the puzzle pieces,
nobody in the World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3 ever acknowledges the word Warcraft at all. So
no, but when they're at the war table, like getting a strategy to fight, they could be like,
"This is Warcraft."
All right, I think we should get into fantasy castings.
Would you recast anybody in this movie?
Like all of the humans.
All of them. Okay, so let's kind of go down that list here. Like, who do you think would play a good Anduin?
Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah, but then you really recast him in another movie that's like literally almost exactly The Lord of the Rings.
He's gonna pull more money. He's a better actor.
Yeah.
He looks just fucking like him.
Yeah, they do look very similar.
Like that's I'd call this guy the poor man's Viggo.
Gotcha.
I mean, that is really obvious, though.
I think, maybe one of the Hemsworths.
Yeah.
You know?
He doesn't even have to be the top.
Because this would be, right before Thor, even. No, it's not before Thor.
Ain't no way Chris is doing this, though.
No way. Well, but these are, fantasy castings.
True.
It doesn't matter if they do it or not. Just who would you cast?
You could honestly take the whole cast of the Avengers.
Right.
You could have Iron Man as f***ing Medivh and, or not Iron Man, but...
Alright, but let's switch it up a little bit. Right. You know, if you've got another Avenger later for one of these other characters, that's fine, though.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know, maybe so if we're just saying it, we can get whoever we want.
Yeah, whoever you want.
Throw Chris Hemsworth in as Anduin.
Okay.
That would be my cast for him. But what about Garona?
Garona?
We'll just go right down that list there of the casting.
It's so bad.
For the first few, you know.
It's so bad, but I want to say Zoe that played Gamora.
I know, right? But then it's
not just because they're green either.
I don't know. It's kind of because they're green, I think. And you've seen her pull off being green before.
Green and
tusks.
Tiny little tusks.
Yeah, they are. But I mean,
I wouldn't take a fucking Hummer from it, but
no, definitely not.
Nah, maybe not. Zoe. I gotta get my head out of the Marvel universe here. Glenn Close, probably. Give her the big role she wanted.
Oh God, she didn't want a big role.
This
though,
is for you, son.
Guarantee it. Yeah, I'm trying to think who would fit in there pretty good. The problem is, Marvel has all the good athletic actresses under their staple, so...
And you can't plug Tom Cruise as a fucking wizard.
What about, Charlize Theron?
For what? Gamorama?
Yeah, Garona.
Granimals?
Garona.
Yeah, I guess. Would you care about her more?
Probably.
I think...
I like Charlize.
Yeah, is that why we don't care about the humans, though? Because we just don't...
No, because out of all the humans, I like her better than any of them.
But she's half, too, so...
Right. Because that makes her interesting at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Where none of the humans are interesting at all.
She's half entertaining.
Right.
I'm trying to think... You could go, like, Vin Diesel as one of the orcs, you know...
Yeah, for sure, but you don't need to. You really want those good actors for the voices,
exactly.
You know, because you don't need his looks.
What's so funny, though, is they're unknowns, too. They're more unknown than the humans.
Right.
And they're better actors.
Yep. It's crazy.
Jesus.
I wonder if that has to do with they can do more takes with voiceover.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You know, to get the, lines perfectly right. Because when you're filming somebody's real face, you don't, film's expensive. I don't know if they shot this digitally or not, but...
I'm trying to look at the King now and see who would be better.
Oh, God, 1 million people.
What about, give me my family back?
Who's that?
It's,
Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. They totally could have went with, an older guy for the king.
Yeah.
There's no reason that he couldn't still have a young son.
Well, I mean, this guy looks like he's, 40?
This guy?
Or younger?
Oh, I think younger.
Okay.
30 at the most.
Really?
Yeah.
So...
But I know he's probably older than that, but he didn't have a single gray hair.
No.
And he doesn't have a single wrinkle.
Yeah. I don't know. Liam Neeson would be cool.
Yeah.
He seems
I don't mind if you recast him older.
He seems more kingy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
If I had unlimited budget.
Right. We're talking fantasy casting here.
Now I'm trying to think of Medivh.
Well, hold on, let me think. Who would I do for that king?
Don't take my Liam.
I'm not. I won't. Think of somebody else. I don't know. The problem is I just don't care about the kings.
And that's, trying to pick any of these humans is
Especially, knowing he's going to die. He serves no purpose throughout the whole film. Doesn't accomplish anything he tries to do.
Yeah.
Kind of worthless.
Even John Cusack,
I can't... Yeah, he's too small, too. That's what I'm saying. None of these people look the part.
I think they did it on purpose. They had to have.
I know.
Just for the comparison of the... You look at his armor.
Yeah. He looks like a kid trick-or-treating.
Yeah, he really does. He really does.
I don't know. I don't know who I'd cast as him.
Yeah, get back to it.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
He looks the part. He's usually at least in shape and
If you're gonna get, somebody get that
I saw that lion helmet, I instantly thought Troy, which I know nobody really liked that, but wasn't that Brad Pitt who played Achilles, so...
Yep. Good call. Yeah, I could see it. Now, I'm trying to think just one more. That wizard guy.
For the humans.
Steve the Pirate.
Why not him?
Why not him?
What's his real name?
I don't know.
I should know this. He does the voice of the villain on Star vs. the Forces of Evil, too.
Oh.
He's really funny. Yeah, why not him? What's his name? I'm going to be mad. He was also the guy in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Oh, yeah, he was Dale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
a great actor.
Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, there you go. Throw him in there.
Yeah, why not?
They're trying to rip him off anyway.
Right. But I don't know. He's more comedy, so if he was going to play a sorcerer mage, he'd probably go a little over the top with it.
Khadgar. He could be Khadgar.
Yeah. Just a little too old, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Medivh, this guy just looks like somebody's brother.
I'm pretty sure in the game he was much older.
Medivh was really old.
Yeah, so why is he a 28-year-old something guy?
I don't know.
Maybe 40. I'm trying to think who would make a good.
And it takes him 20 minutes to cast a spell in this movie.
Yeah, his casting bar is so big.
Yeah. I don't know if he needs...
Huge global cooldown.
Yeah. I don't know if he needs mana or what. But...
Right, it is crazy. But, Bumbling Cumberlatch.
Bumbledeck Cumberdatch?
Yeah.
For who?
For Medivh.
Oh, yeah. He'd kill it.
I'm only saying that because of
Doctor Strange.
Sorcerer. Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
I've seen him play it. Blah, blah, blah. Or what about, Billy Crudup?
Who?
Billy Crudup. He's the guy who played Dr. Manhattan before he turned into Dr. Manhattan.
Oh,
He's been in a few other things too.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if he really fits in a fantasy world though.
I don't think any of these guys fit in a fantasy world.
Nah, they don't. Definitely. So I don't think I'd really recast any of the orcs. I think they all did a really good job.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
So I would pretty much leave everybody as is in that camp.
Yep.
I don't know if there's really anybody else to recast that's significant.
Could
have cast like some characters to play some other races, though. Would have been kind of cool.
I just don't think they had the money for other races.
I know. Well, they could have done a Sylvanas. Like, if you were going to put Sylvanas Windrunner in this movie.
To set her up
and
as
her sisters or whatever. But let's just, like, cast Sylvanas to, like, set her up as a later character. Who do you think's for Sylvanas? Actress.
For Sylvanas?
Yeah. Who would you cast for Sylvanas Windrunner in, like, a live-action Warcraft movie?
Ooh. As her original...
As a high elf, but, I mean, we would later make the same actress...
Right.
Turn to the Banshee.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know?
Because she has to be pretty, but also, like, carry everything.
So a good actress.
Really
too.
good actress.
Yeah.
Probably Glenn Close.
And, like...
Earn your money,
some kind of elfish features, too.
Well, I mean, they could do that. I'm not going to pick a with pointy ears that can't act.
Well... No. I just mean, like, you know, the thin facial features and stuff like that. You know?
I got you. Hold on.
And we've done enough Avengers, so I'm going to stop myself from saying ScarJo.
Megan Fox?
Man, I like it for looks-wise, but I hate it for acting-wise.
Yeah. Looks-wise, though.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that. You know, and plus, like, that Jennifer's Body movie, like, showed that she can play a bad person, too. So.
What about from Game of Thrones, Khaleesi?
See, I think she's too... I don't want to say, like, round in the face, but, like, she has too, like, cutish of features than, like, elfish features.
Anne Hathaway?
I could see Anne Hathaway.
Oh, what about that chick from Ted?
Ted? The movie Ted?
I think she was in Ted.
What's her name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh. How'd you bring up that picture so quick if you didn't know her name?
Amanda Seyfried.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
I think she would play a better, what's her, Sylvanas' sister's name, though?
Illyria?
Illyria.
Yeah.
Yep. With, like...
Because she kind of has those elfy eyes.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. That's a good one. What else we got here? What about, should it be rebooted?
Yes.
100%
Yes, please.
For sure. They need to give it more time. They need to develop a standalone story that introduces everything that you can still expand upon later. But if it doesn't happen, have a good conclusion in place for that first movie, because there's a good chance you'll never see half the shit you want to talk about come to fruition.
Right.
You know, they need to lay the groundwork first, and then
how long
make
was
that
this movie?
Successful. Looks like the runtime is 2:03:07 on this file,
and it doesn't even feel like
so
that.
2 hours, 3 minutes, and 7 seconds. But I mean, that's with credits and all.
It
that
feels
stuff.
like an hour.
Yeah, it goes by. It went by pretty fast.
Yeah, so I think you could get away with 3 hours.
Mm-hmm, for sure, with better actors.
Yeah,
with more reasons to like the Alliance,
to actually feel connected,
right,
and care.
Yeah,
because right now it doesn't come off like that.
But, like, Lord of the Rings was able to include, like, elves and dwarves and goblins and orcs.
There was all makeup, though.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, why not introduce other races?
No, if they reboot it, absolutely.
Right, and do you think they should reboot it, like, back at this start of the story again?
There's so much more better stories.
They could just, like, do a little, like, blurb in the beginning about, like,
what happened.
A little bit of the history, you know? And
you could do the whole Lich King movie, and it would be f***ing amazing.
I think that would be a great one for number 2.
Yeah.
Because I just don't really remember...
Arthas?
The story for the expansion before Lich King. What was it?
Burning Crusade.
Burning Crusade, yeah, with the Blood Elves and stuff.
Right.
I don't really remember who the villain was. It wasn't that memorable to me.
Yeah.
I should, but it's been years since I played that one. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway, I think it was a Lydian Storm Rage. Yo-yo! But
yeah, no, it just wasn't as memorable to me as Lich King was. That was where I put the majority of my WoW playing days.
Would you want a fan to write it?
No.
It wouldn't work. It'd be too inside.
I feel like maybe you just get the writers of Blizzard to write an abridged movie version.
Like they have time.
Bullshit. They have so many writers. They have hundreds.
They've been working on Diablo 4 for 5 years.
They have hundreds of writers, though. You pull one off a project to write a movie that they could probably do in a weekend.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You know, I also feel like I'd almost rather the reboot just be the Blizzard cinematic team making a full-length movie.
Like a CGI movie?
Yeah. Just like the cinematics, but you know...
Well, you were talking Netflix series, too, and this would really work.
Right.
In that,
for sure.
In that capacity.
Yeah, and... You know, there's no Overwatch movie, but there are rumors that Blizzard is going to have a Netflix show based on the Overwatch.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and you showed me those. Those are really cool.
Yeah, so it is possible, like, if that goes well, then the next, Blizzard cinematic Netflix show could be Warcraft.
Oh, very cool.
And probably would be, because it's their most popular
bread and butter, yeah,
franchise by far, Overwatch is pretty popular, but not as popular as Warcraft, I don't.
Because didn't they make a Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah.
And it was god-awful.
I remember liking it at the time, but it was in the 90s when I saw it.
Yeah.
So, and I never watched it again, so it couldn't have been that good.
Because this is the first real big MMO. Oh, right. I'm going to get attacked for that because EverQuest.
Well, yeah, but World of Warcraft popularized MMOs for...
Because people didn't have computers back then.
Right, when EverQuest... Yeah, my roommate did in college, had a computer that could play EverQuest, but I didn't understand it at all. Right. Because we weren't, we were growing up in Hodunk, Michigan, and... Right. And, we didn't have computers that early, so...
I just don't know if this would ever work. Again.
It didn't really... game, you mean? Or...
Again, it didn't really work this time.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, see, I think it would if it's just done right. I think the biggest problem this movie had was not investing enough time in the Alliance.
And we're not saying it's not done right.
Yeah, I am.
It's
not done right. I didn't hate this movie, and I liked it enough to watch. Like, this is probably the 5th time I've seen it.
Same here.
So it's not like something that I don't ever want to rewatch, or it doesn't have rewatchability or anything like that.
C plus?
Yeah, probably.
B minus?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Not that high.
Yeah, no, I'm not really.
A little bit above average.
Yeah, and I do have a feeling that a lot of it, my likes for this movie is like knowing a lot of the Warcraft lore and being able to find all those.
Yeah, because we were like little kids, like Googling, like,
right.
Is that so and so's kid? Or
yeah, exactly. So, and I don't think the average moviegoer would even give it as high of a grade as we're giving it.
And I think that's why the critics hated it.
Right.
And the fans actually liked it.
Yeah, because the Metacritic, what did we say? Let's actually get into
the freshness or whatever.
Yeah, the Warcraft movie on Rotten Tomatoes has a 28%
fresh.
No, 28% rotten.
Is that rotten?
Yeah, the green splat's rotten.
Oh.
28% rotten critic score, but the audience score is 76% fresh.
About a C plus.
So yeah, exactly. So that puts us pretty much right on track with what real audiences think. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people actually did kind of like this who didn't know much about Warcraft. But I know it bombed in the U.S. box office.
Japan killed.
China.
Yeah, China. Yeah.
China made all the money in China. So
it killed over there. They're huge dorks, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it did great in Korea.
Yep,
they love Warcraft. They love anything Blizzard puts out. They're all over it.
But if I was just a critic, I'd be like, oh, this is just a movie for dorks, and
right.
But when it really boils down, it is kind of a cool story about power.
What makes this a movie for dorks over Avengers Infinity War?
I think just a comic book movie has more broad appeal.
Now.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, here's another question. Do you think this is the best video game to film adaptation that's come out?
I love...
Notoriously bad.
I'm probably going to get beat up, but I love Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay,
I think it's really good.
See, I don't love it. I like it, okay, but I think it will just have to do a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. I like Mortal Kombat 1. I wouldn't say I love it.
I just think they did it well.
It's so watered down. Anyway.
Well, okay, yeah, we're off track here.
So you're going to say no, you're going to say Mortal Kombat's a better
adaptation
to film adaptation.
But it's a lot less story. You don't have a whole fucking lore.
Right, yeah. Mortal Kombat has like the advantage of being like, there's two worlds.
Yeah, there's a portal.
They're going to collide with this portal. We got to fight to the death to decide who wins.
Right.
Or we'll destroy your world.
I know you're going to say Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I love that
movie. Who can't get enough?
No, and I don't think Warcraft is the best, but
it's up there.
Also, I would give it my strong number 2 spot, to be honest.
What's your number 1?
The first Silent Hill. And I'm not even saying like it's a good adaptation of the Silent Hill story. I just think standalone as a horror movie, it's pretty decent.
I'll give you that.
So that's why I kind of let that one slide, because even though it might not really be anything like the game story, don't really know. I didn't play a lot of those games. I did play them, but
it actually is very close.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. So I just like it as a scary movie. So I give that one my number 1 spot usually. And I know lots of people hate that movie too.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot about it. I don't know why I didn't. It's not better than Mortal Kombat, in my opinion.
Oh, see, I don't know. I just don't know how you make a Mortal Kombat movie without, like, any blood or fatalities or anything like that.
Christopher Lambert?
He's the one good part of it.
Yeah, he is.
As Raiden.
No, he's not the only good part.
He was my favorite part of it. I wouldn't say the one good part. I also like the actor who played Shang Tsung.
Yeah, he's cool.
But anyway, from Warcraft to Mortal Kombat, you get to hear it all.
Yeah. Whether you want to or not. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Come up with some more categories and stuff like that for the future. Awards to give out and things like that.
Should we let them vote for the podcast name?
No, because we don't even have enough to give them
to form a
option,
poll.
And like I said, we'll have one decided before we even release this.
All right. Well,
so
if we don't,
I'll cut all this out.
Well, if we don't, put it in the comments.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you really want to let the internet name
your
podcast.
Two
It'll be like
MK Lover and Silent Hill. Yeah. So that was our first. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel
we
good.
Got a good little review in on the Warcraft movie. Don't think we helped anybody understand it any better. But
and honestly, we're still confused too at points. So.
Yeah, for sure. Like this whole scene that's going on right now because we've been playing it.
It's the Glenn Close scene.
Who is this guy? Was he here the whole time, or did he just show up at this scene? This old man with the glowing eyes, and why does he care? And I don't know. I just don't understand anything about the plot or nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty all over the place.
Yeah.
Still though, not bad. Averagey.
No, averagey for sure. Definitely not worth the hate it receives, but also not worth a lot of praise.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
Other than the CGI and the orcs,
Jesus.
they save the whole movie.
They make her look like a damn angel.
Who? Oh, Glenn Close?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in like a Sith robe.
Yeah, it's weird. The robe's like a cloud?
A ghost? I don't know.
Anyway.
Or ghost robe.
The ghost robe.
Movie title, TM.
Don't steal it.
Yeah.
Ghost Robe, starring Glenn Close.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we put it out there, if anybody has any suggestions for, awards we should give out for each movie.
If you have any suggestions, go ahead and yourself.
Yeah, like the You Can't Afford Me award, or, the Scene Stealer award, or...
Yeah.
Things like that. Any good ideas, we'll listen to them.
Yeah, we'll listen. We might not use them.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do,
Yeah, exactly.
No, but if you do have good ideas, leave them in the comments. That's all I got.
Yeah, same here.
So, until next time.
Yep.
Bing
Peace
bong,
out, guys.
Bing bong boomer.
Oh, let's not end that way.
That's my catchphrase.
Oh, no.